Hi, I'm Lynne with Softsquares. Today I'm going to be working on the Happy Hallows quilt. We're doing block 7, which is a little ghost. This is what he looks like. This is by Coffee Clutch, which is a combination of 2 different designers, Kate Color and Designs and Poorhouse Quilts. Here is their logo and their information. They have created this quilt together, and it is set up as a block of the month. I'm not doing it that way. I'm just gonna make all the blocks, keep posting videos until it's done. But if you buy the pattern from me, you will get it all at once, and the same thing with the kit. If you buy the kit, you'll get the exact fabrics that I'm using, which will make it look just like this, and you will get everything all at once and you just cut through. One thing is we are using Confetti Cotton by Riley Blake instead of whatever line that they had used. And so if you buy the kit from me, you will have a little handwriting on your fabric, on your sheet right here, as well as labels on all of the fabric, and then it will tell you what letter it is, because everything has got a letter, and what color it is. And everything will go exactly how the pattern says and just what I'm doing. So it's really easy to follow along. It has been a lot of fun. So far, we've made all the ones across the top and this one. Now we're working on this one. Let's make a ghost. All right, as always, I've cut all my fabric out ahead of time, and wow, there's only 2 colors. Surprise, right? So we have our white, and it had me use a 3-inch strip, which is right here, my 4 boards. We had leftover strip from block 5, which I'm thinking it's this one, because that's the only small piece that there is. And then there's also some of the same width of fabric in strips that they had me cut here, and we will work with that. We also have the eye fabric, which is a dark gray, and let's start subcutting. I will be moving leftovers of these to other blocks, so I'll let you know when that happens, as it happens. First thing we're going to do is make the eyes. Well, I'm ahead of myself. Let's subcut first. Let's cut it up. Let's make a ghost. First thing we're doing is we're taking these 1-inch squares. It's telling us to draw a diagonal line. I'm gonna just use my diagonal seam tape, and that's a tiny square, and there's a bunch of them. instructions and I pressed these little eyeball blocks the wrong way. And I'm missing one. Oh, there it is. So I originally did it this way, and I'm not supposed to. So I'm going to flip it down like this. And that's because we are joining on both sides of the eyeball block with a white block, and it's telling me to press in. That way you don't see the dark behind the white. And I think it's a good idea. So let's get ourselves oriented again. Let's see. I'm so confused. Okay, you must go like this. This is why I needed to press the white down. I normally would press it to the smaller one so that I can do this and press, this is supposed to go this way, press everything into the black. I'll show you in a minute. So it's like this, and like this on the back. these and knock it down to 1.5 by 1 inch square. And I'm going to press it corner to corner so they mirror each other. Which means this goes like this. They mirror each other. And now I should be able to put the fold is down there, this is up here, put this on here so it goes all the way to the corner. So it looks like this. And then we're going to fold this back and stitch just inside from that. I'm going to pin it. Let's do one. Looks like that. When you fold it over, you get that. We're going to cut that part off and we have a square. This is really challenging my brain, but I did this one right. So let's do it again. That looks like that. I don't know if I can do it again. Okay. Okay, so the part that will be ending up on top needs to be on top. And there's a fold underneath it, and it's okay. So now that it lines up at 90 degree, I'm going to hold it in place and lift that flap so I can stitch on that line like in the fold. So we know I did it right. Let's cut this one and see what it looks like before I do another one. It's a little long, but that's all right. I'll figure it out in the I'll figure it out. So this is going to go on this side. Let's do this one. Over, it looks good. It covers all the corner we're going to cut off. Let's press it back. Okay, so now I have hands going different directions, and this block is a little long, but that's because my gray ended up so low. Okay. So I have one ghost done. He's cute, right? But the other ghost I'm working on. So what's left is he needs his arms. And I struggled with this on the other one. And I wanted to show you, your block is supposed to look like this. Then when you fold it over, it's the right size. Then you have this bottom part to cut off, which I will do right now.
Ouch.
And then I'll press it flat. And there is an arm. Let's see if I can do reverse and do it again. So I'm struggling. This needs to be like this when I'm done. And actually I just figured it out. So if I put this on top, so here's the back side. And then you can see, I open it up, I'm going to stitch along that line, and then fold it over. Pinning is recommended. Here I go. Here I am. How'd I do? I need to go up farther. At least I'm going the right direction. All right, took me 2 tries, but there we go. Fold it over, and we are now the right size. Let's give the second ghost his arms. He's not very square. Neither one of them are. We'll go figure. This little ruler is the exact width of what you need, so I'm using it. Okay, so the long piece goes on the bottom. Nope, short piece on the bottom, long on the top. My ghost is done. I have 2 and they have arms. Yay. And now I'm going to square them up and move on to the next block. So I'll see you in the next video.